a lot of that happening, not only here, but across the state and the country.
Yeah, the country for sure. I know Anheuser-Busch is sending water in
Right.
beer cans. They're especially made for water, obviously. And I know there's a lot of different drop-off points all throughout Sarasota and Manatee counties. And, they need it, obviously. And you heard about the death toll. It's rising. They're still looking for folks that may have stayed and tried to ride out that storm, which is a good lesson for all of us here. If you're ever asked to evacuate, don't base it on the intensity of the storm where it is at the point, because you never know with these intensity forecasts. They can change pretty drastically and can become quite bothersome. Obviously, when the storm's on you, you can't leave. So that's the key. Here's what Michael did. You can see these temperatures, water temperatures, they've cooled down right along its path there, just on the eastern portion of the Gulf of Mexico. One thing that concerns me is the southwest Gulf is still very warm. In fact, the central Gulf, too, into the mid to upper 80s there. We are still looking in the Western Caribbean also. Now, when these cold fronts start to come through, and they will, not so much the next week, but the one following looks like October 26th, 27th is going to be a strong one. That should start to bring these temperatures down into the 70s. And once it's in the 70s, it doesn't mean we can't have a storm move through here. What it does mean is that the storm's not going to intensify as it moves over those cooler waters. So we'll keep that in mind as we pull through the rest of the hurricane season, which is a month and a couple of weeks. So the Casey Key webcam showing nice weather conditions out there today, pretty flat, calm seas. We had an east wind, and that usually keeps things really calm near the beaches, and that's what we saw today. A little west coast breeze has developed this afternoon, producing a few showers in South Sarasota County now, not much in Manatee County. There's a weak frontal boundary still pushing to the south, not much to it. That's going to be our little weak front that'll cool temperatures down about 3-4 degrees, I think, by Friday and Saturday. I mentioned that light rain to moderate showers occurring. It's not intense because of the dry air in the upper levels at 30 to 40,000 feet. But you can see some of that rainfall now starting to pull offshore for the most part. We could see these storms intensify a little bit out there in the Gulf of Mexico with some more additional moisture added to the storms. But for the time being, I would look for just maybe 1 or 2 lone showers in the Manatee or North Sarasota County through this evening. It will stay warm, and temperatures are going to stay right around 80 degrees at 11 o'clock tonight. As far as that backdoor cold front goes, high pressure is going to build in over the Ohio Valley, and that will push this to basically the southwest. It'll get close to us. You'll notice it's over central Florida by Thursday afternoon, and then by late Thursday it kind of fades away just to our north, but close enough to give us just a little bit of a cool down, not much. Don't expect a big drastic drop, but temperatures will be not into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees like we saw today, but we will still see temperatures into the mid 80s, it looks like, on Friday and Saturday. Heat index tomorrow right around 100 degrees again, and that dry air in place right now is still there, so that is limited the storm activity. Not limiting the activity is the southwest Gulf of Mexico, which I showed you earlier with the water temperatures in the upper 80s there. All this moisture associated with that tropical disturbance we were watching, it's really kind of broken up now into a line of low pressure, and I think we'll get some development in the Pacific with that, but it will also bring some flooding concerns to Mexico and South Texas. 90 right now. It feels like 95 out there. The pressure is still pretty high. 2 degrees shy of the record, got up to 92, 94 the record set back in 1925. And as far as the forecast goes, there's that stationary front causing more flooding concerns into Texas. They've had flooding for the last several days now into south central and southwest portions of Texas. Well, fall is across most of the U.S. with the exception of Florida. We're still in the sunshine and summer here, 91 degrees. 47, that's the high tomorrow in Boston, 49 in Cleveland, 63 in Kansas City, and 51 in Albuquerque. For boaters, it will be pretty light out there, a light chop in the bays and inland waters, seas running right around 2 feet. We'll have a northeast wind throughout much of the day, switching to the west and northwest in the afternoon. Water temperature is still a warm 85 degrees. 7-day forecast, a 20% chance for late day showers tomorrow. Maybe a little bit more clouds around as that front moves in, but you'll notice high 90 Friday, still pretty warm, 89 degrees. We start to cool off Friday night, though. We'll be in the low 70s. These are fairly typical for this time of year, mid 80s on Saturday and Sunday, and maybe even some upper 60s on Monday and Tuesday of next week. Back to you.